So welcome everyone to Thursday Night Yin. It's an honor and a blessing to be here as always, because the focus is on the spaces between places. And so we're going to start our practice tonight sitting up nice and tall and just getting ourselves in a good way, nice and comfortable. So as you can see, I'm just adjusting myself with the bolster, getting nice and comfortable. And it doesn't matter what bolster, right? Remember, it's just a support. And you're kind of creating a square frame between your hips, right, and your shoulders. And really, the squares actually start to become more and more like triangles, aiming them forward and backward, side to side. Again, releasing all that tension from sitting, right? Letting it go. And not just letting it be, but letting it breathe in the beginning. So deep breath in, deeper breath out. And as you feel that breath, let's start to climb a little bit forward with our hands. So our hands come forward. And as our hands come forward, just start to relax side to side. Let it go, let it flow. Right, side to side, breathing all the way in and all the way out. And as you do that, slowly coming forward, but at no risk to your legs, right? At no risk to your knees or your hips, your shoulders, right? Everything is framed. You can come down onto your elbows, but everything is framed in a good way, right? We're just going down into ourselves. And the stretch is bringing us all the way down the spine. So as you can see behind me, right, we're getting down into that lumbar spine, more at the base where the pelvic area is. So right at the back there, as we go down deeper and deeper, more forward with the breath, we find ourselves almost diving into the posture, diving into the seat, right? This is our seat, and we're diving in by going forward. And at the crown of it all, the height of it all, right, by resting the head all the way down, laying it down, full surrender, and just breathing there. Like that full circular breathing, like just fully there. Once the crown of the head reaches the floor, just staying there and beginning your yin. Because this is our first sort of opening and breathing, getting ourselves used to the water, right? The warmth is what we're looking for when we start, but then we want to start to abandon that warmth for a coolness, right? And they call it almost like a cooling bliss. The breath, the body, it becomes cooling, just like being in the lake late at night under the moon, right? Very cooling, very yin. Good, guys. Slowly coming out with the breath. Sit up nice and tall, and as you do this, just bring your elbows side to side. Breathe out, move it around side to side as you sit, right? Especially if you're on a bolster, right? A blanket, a pillow. Everything is a support, right? If you were here at 12:30, we were doing this on a wobble cushion, right? Doesn't matter, it's always changing. It's just a support, and it's a concept that supports what we play into that concept, which is our content. And that what we place is our practice. Good, guys. Leaning back, soles of the feet to the floor, position the spine, nice and comfortable on the bolster, or whatever is supporting you, side to side, side to side. And just roll up the hips. As you roll up the hips, look in the opposite direction. Breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way out. Good, fantastic. Coming forward once again, this time opposite leg. So for me, left leg, right? The opposite leg, same thing, just staying up nice and tall, gaining my position, finding my breath. A few breaths. Really gain that position, that center line, right? Claim that central channel because you choose to be yin, you choose to yield, you choose to relax. And especially with the less dominant leg that you usually put forward, right? It's even more so. This is not something you would typically do. And that's the beauty of it. So when you're ready, take a deep breath in, hold the breath, and then slowly, slowly start to climb out from there. Exhale, let it go. As you climb forward now. Remember, it's not about how far you go, it's how deep you go, right? It's not about the reach, it's the grasping that's the problem. The reaching's okay, the grasping is the problem, right? So it's not about, how far, it's how deep, right? And that's the joy, that's where the internal bliss, right? The coolness comes in, where you're neither warm nor cold. You're just in this kind of cool bliss. You're happy to be there, right? Any more warmer, it would be too comfortable, right? Any less, it would be too cool. It would no longer be cool, it would be cold, right? So as you go down, crown of the head fully surrenders, let it go all the way down, breathing all the way in and all the way out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly coming up. Getting your elbows side to side. As you move your elbows up side, just relax along that center line. It's a cylinder, right? It's a center, right? It holds all the chakras, right? The energy moves up the center line. Right, a very nice feeling. And as the elbows come into it, you can look, right? Make the movement a little bit bigger, loosen it up. And then again, bring it behind you, stretch the legs, soles of the feet to the floor, and just roll it around left and right. This is a really essential movement because we're stretching the hips, we're stretching the heart, and we're also stretching the head. Right? Everything is getting stretched. Hips, heart, head. Hips, heart, head. Every movement we do, some more for one than the other. But the beauty is the sequencing, right? And the succession comes from the breathing. Right? Cleaning from the inside out. Opening from the outside in. Good. Feel, feel, feel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Staying up on that bolster. Fantastic. We're going to move to the right side. So I'm just going to shuffle over, right? And as I get to the right side, that makes a triangle with my knee. I'm going to lay that triangle down. So I'm going to be into a side saddle with the left hip, right? And whatever it is that's supporting me is just going to really hold that hip, right? You'll know what I'm talking about if you take your fist and just push it back into that hip, right? Right? Nice and deep. Good. Make sure whatever's supporting is supporting that. The heel can come in nice and comfortable. No need for over or under, it doesn't matter. And then the other leg goes right behind. And as it goes right behind, starts to move left and right, left and right, left and right. Right, as you move left and right, relax. Breathing all the way in. And all the way out. And we're in a supported deer pose right now. As you can see, right, the triangle in front, and then of course the triangle behind, right? 2 triangles. And it's almost like being on the side, right? The side. And that's where we turn it into a wheel. If we go up, we come at it from on top, right? So we want to swing up now, and then we want to swing down. And then we want to swing up. And then we want to swing down. And then one more time, swing up, hold, right? And just breathe here. Hold, feel. gonna go into pigeon pose. It's gonna be the best pigeon pose ever. Just gonna keep reaching with that right arm, stretching. Breathing all the way in. Good. On the next one, exhale it down towards the ground. And as it comes down, stretch out that back leg straight behind you. Position yourself over top of your support. Move your hips left and right. Look right and left. Right? Let it flow. Let it go. The hip has to move freely. For the heart to move freely, the heart has to move freely. For the head to move freely. Right? Each are codependent on the other. Right? There's no such thing as having one perfectly open and the others not. That perfection can only be from the fullness of it. And in yoga, we call it Mahabandha, right? The great lock. So we look for that in each and every posture within ourselves. First on a technical level, as we fit our way into the asana, and that's what we're doing now. And then more on an emotional or energetic level, and that's when we sink into the consciousness of surrender. So slowly letting yourself come down, hold that deep breathing pattern, and just let the crown of the head fall towards the floor. Curl up nicely. And see if you can take this posture, curling the spine, crown of the head to the floor. If that doesn't feel comfortable, do whatever does. But giving yourself that space, just relax. You can open up the shoulders, everything within the shoulders can relax. And then again, you just keep going down, down, down the spine, down the body, down towards the hips, and relaxing fully. So we're gonna be here for a full minute. And so just relax into this minute. The first little bit was just getting ready to go. Now, fully into it, relax your head down. Full surrender. Right, the deeper you breathe, the more you will receive. Right, yoga doesn't come just from the body, it comes from the mind. And yoga doesn't just come from the mind, it comes from the breath. And yoga doesn't just come from the breath, it comes from all three. It's the combination that make it what it is. It means union. Union of what we believe is separate. It feels separate. Stretching hurts. But then it stops hurting and it starts to become about something else. Maintaining health in the beginning, that's the liberation. And then wellness, that's the realization. Right? And preserving that, which is more of a preservation, but both require a practice. And that's the beauty of it. So taking one last deep breath in to say goodbye. Exhale, let it go. That was a full minute deep dive. Let's slowly come up. Let it go, let it flow, left and right, left and right. Right, and as we relax it, side to side, so good for the hip. Good, fantastic. Now, we're gonna come into a position in a different way, okay? So, we're gonna take the leg now, that was once behind us. We're gonna take it out in front. And as we take it out in front, we're just gonna start to relax it a little bit forward. Again, take your time here. I don't want anyone going into full splits. But we're gonna focus now on the front leg being straight. I want you to imagine that you already have an opposite triangle behind you. And again, this is a cool posture if you just take it cool. If you go too fast, if you rush too far, it can really hurt yourself. Even this, getting a really nice stretch through the knee, right? It's rare that you can do this, right? This is reserved for skateboarders and surfers, people that move in this way, who stretch in this way, right? Because you have to, because it's a natural way. Right? There's a wave, right? You gotta fully lay in, right? Or lay back. Right? The beauty is the stretching and moving through. Good. Once you feel it, which I do now, I got enough from that. Just straighten the leg and start to come forward. Forward. As you come forward, you have both arms, just like we do with pigeon pose. Right? Just as you come forward, letting it go, letting it flow. Okay. Okay, so if I can show you, the one leg is straight out in front, and all I've done to lessen the pain, I can always go backward right into my deer pose, relax. Right, so all I'm doing is just kicking out from here, right, and working on getting it straighter and straighter until I can come up. And then once I can come up, I want you to imagine this like reverse pigeon pose, right? So now we're moving again forward. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna feel it in the opposite hip, okay? So moving forward. I like to move from side to side. You'll know what feels right. All of this might be very ambitious for you, right? It's a strong pose. It's a good pose. We're going to stay here for a while. We're going to enjoy this. So you can find your yin whenever you're ready. But remember, in the search for the yin is how you understand it, right? You will be still and calm when you are still and calm. But if you're not, just keep micro moving. You're always holding the posture. So you're always doing it right. Right? Everything is going great. You're going to hold for a long time, 3 to 5 minutes, right? And as we extend longer and longer our time, right, enjoying what we're experiencing within that time, right? The beauty is what's happening with it, right? So letting it flow, letting it go. As we come down, take what you learned, right? Take that crown. Oh, it's fantastic. Right? You can really get in there, but depending on what object you have, right, you might feel it totally differently. But find the yin. And if you can't, that's the micro movement. So you're doing exactly what you need to be doing to achieve that at some point when it's ready to release and let go, because it's already there. You're just, and there it is. So slowly come up. We spent as much time in the pigeon pose as we did in this one, full minute. So coming up nice and slowly, feel, feel, feel once again. Good. Coming back into a deer pose. Good. Just let everything go. Let it flow. Right? We did the back leg before. Now we did the front leg. See? Pigeon. Okay, so now we're in a different way. What we're gonna do is go back to our square. So we're gonna take the right leg now, flip it all the way around, and bring it just over that knee. So again, you're off to the side. And again, just slowly, slowly starting to feel it in the right hip. Okay, one more movement. So it's gonna be 3 parts on this side, 3 parts on the other side. Right? And you can feel it already, as you can see even with me as I come down, right? Watch this knee, right? It lifts up. Why? Because again, I'm trying to make that transition smooth. Oh, right? And it takes everything as you smooth. And all those in YTT, right, from the past know that if we're going to do a move, if we're going to teach a move, right, we have to be able to do it without grabbing and pushing, right? So the feeling's already there. And if it feels good, right, now let's start to come upward. That square exists, right? Starting to come upward. Oh, right, feel it nice and easy here. Then again, the journey forward. This is your journey forward, and you just relax here, head down. That's fantastic. If that's too much, right, just back off. Curl your toes, back off, and just going nice and slowly, putting a little bit of pressure. But if it feels great, just relax everything. Come all the way down, crown of the head. Right, if you want to bring your hands behind you and over, right, whatever is yin to you, right? What's that feminine? What's that deep lunar? That darker, right? That more relaxed way, right? Not that another way is right or wrong. See, when it's more relaxed, it's neither right nor wrong. That's the beauty of the word. When we think of that word, it's a very powerful word, relaxed, right? To be in a relaxed way, because it could be good or bad, right? So being in a relaxed way as you're forward, full minute to fully relax into it. Right, just let it go, let it be. And just continue to see with each and every breath, inhaling all the way. Exhaling. You did the core class earlier. All that tension, this is your time to literally feel the energetic journey of, what is pain is now being released. If you came to the class with any injury, like the prayer by St. Francis or Thomas Aquinas goes, right? Let there be pardon, right? Let there be pardon, right? It's so beautiful to feel that energy, what we call forgiveness or compassion, because it comes from ourselves before it ever comes from another. And that's the secret. Because are we really worthy and deserving in the posture to feel it? Good, that's been our minute, slowly coming out. Take your time. Allow yourself to come back, lean back, right? Instead of going all the way around, just bring both feet out in front and do a couple windshield wipers, side to side. Right, relax the head, relax the shoulders, right? Let it go, let it flow. Right, forward fold, backward bend, forward fold, backward bend. Good, fantastic. This time, we're going to shuffle over, and the right leg's going to be in front. So we're going counterclockwise. Right, so with the right knee in front, right, that's how we know. Hey, Buffy, you coming to do yoga? Just made it in time. Yes. All right. So from here, take that back leg, place it behind you. Right, get nice and comfortable. As we said earlier, you want to be on that right hip. So if you don't feel it, right, it's the feeling of being relaxed. Now you're on the right side. Kick that back, right, lay it in. Right, the front foot can do what it wants. Just remember, it's in a light triangle. Right, and I say light triangle because it's not a forced triangle. Right, it can be whatever it wants. Just don't reach and pull. Got to resist that urge, right, just to get into it. And then again, arms out in front, side to side. Right, let it flow, let it go. Side to side. And it feels so good to release the hips from the heart through the head. Laying all the way down now. Let it go, let it flow. I'm going to take a whole minute here. Right, just breathe and receive. Right, as the head is down, right, everything can relax. The arms can open up a little bit, shoulders, spine, and then the breath carries you the rest of the way. That's why it's yoga and not stretching, right? That's the major difference, right, between stretching and yoga, right? Stretching is just a physical thing. It's the body. But then they're stretching the mind, right? And that's a yogic thing. That's what was taught to me from Uncle Jeff. This is wonderful, right? This yoga, right? Breathe through it, feel it, right? You have a body to feel it. The breath is the most sacred thing, right? You can't make another breath, right? You can't make one, right? You can create the rhythm, but you can't give life. You can create life, right? But this breath of ours, this self of ours, right, comes and goes, but never leaves, right? That's why it is like love. Good. Finish here. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Slowly start to climb up. Again, take your time. Feel it left and right. Feel it left and right. Feel it left and right. And it's great because we really get to feel the movements from the hips to the heart, and from the heart to the head. So don't be afraid to breathe deeply, right? With sound, right? With feeling, or an ujjayi, right? That sound behind closed lips. When you're letting it go, letting it flow, that's turning it on, that's revving it up, that's loosening it, relaxing it, releasing it. Fantastic. Good. Now we're gonna go this way, different for most. So I'm gonna just come a little bit back this time, give a little bit of a different view. So I'm still with you, exact same position as before, but now you'll see a little bit more. I'm gonna start to come forward. As I come forward, I'm leaning to the side and kicking out that leg, and kicking out that leg. Oh, right, and I'm kicking out that leg. And it's just a nice slow movement. Oh, Yoga Cat is fully on the computer, Buffy, and crashed my meeting. Oh, God damn it, Buffy. Am I here? Yes, guys. Yes, yes. Yoga Cat, stay away from the computer. Let me see if I'm still here. I hope so. I am, baby? Okay, perfect, okay. Funny laugh emoji. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna put a funny emoji on there for you guys to laugh at. That's good. All right, good. All right, Buffy, you stay in there. She's right beside the computer. All right, so kicking it out, nice and easy. Nice and easy. All right, relax, let go. So everyone thought we were almost out of the woods there. We didn't have to do it because Yoga Cat tried to save you all. Which is the true teaching, right? We should just meditate now. That would be the true teaching, the wisdom of the Zen of that moment. Well, because we're still here, we got to keep going our way, right? That's what the practice would say. If you did it one way, you got to do it the other way. So here we go. Stretch that leg out in front. And again, now you're making the front part. So imagine you're doing pigeon now, but from the back side and flipped upside down, which is fantastic, right? We're going to triangle behind us, nice straight leg, and we're coming through, nice and easy. Again, I showed it all different ways, and find what feels good for you. But if you want to work on splits, right, this is a great way to do it in a safe way, right? Start with one leg and then the other. You'll feel where it's tight, breathe into that, and let's spend a minute here. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Right, ride the breath, right? That forward fold, right? The breath is moving nose to toes, but it's also crown the head to the tailbone, right? Circles within circles, right? Tiny pieces of sand moving through the hourglasses, right? Circles within circles. And the moment where the two circles meet, it's where the sand passes through. You know, the circle passes through two circles right at that perfect moment. And that's time. And then space is the whole movement of it. And that's the breath. Good job, guys. Slowly coming up. Take your time. And again, nice and easy, left and right. Sometimes the way out is the way in, right? If you didn't get it, you're like, oh, I feel so much better. Or maybe there was something, right? You'll feel it now, right? On the way out, on the way in. Remember what you brought in. Remember what you must not forget, the awareness coming out. As we do each and all these movements, your intention. That's what makes it right. That's what makes it feel right. Good, fantastic. From here, slowly bring it back into deer. Just move around those hips. Just forward and back. Nice and easy. And then gently bring that back leg all the way around. And stay to the side. Notice I'm just on the side. I'm getting nicely adjusted. And now, the journey. Most people want to press. Don't press. Feel, right? Use your energy, right? Feel. Right? Use your energy, right? Your foot, your energy, the movement in. The movement with your whole body. And then eventually there's a point where you don't need that arm anymore. You prefer to be on top of it, right? And then you can slowly start to get comfortable, right? If you need your hands, great, but if you can do it without, like slowly push it down, right? Let it flow. Let it go. Right? Down, down, down. And as we move forward toward the floor, right, the heart no longer heavy, it's unburdened, breathing through the physical, but also the emotional. One minute all the way here, breathing, being, receiving. All the way in and all the way out. If it ever feels in any way that maybe something's not right, just come up, right? Always readjust if necessary, right? Maybe it's the way, right? Maybe it was too much that way or not enough that way, right? Trust yourself, trust your instincts and your intuitions, right? You are in tune. Your breath arises without you even thinking it. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Drop that heart and let the legs come closer, slowly, slowly together as you relax down towards the ground. Beautiful, slowly coming up. Nice and gentle, take your time. Come up. Just feel, remember the way down is to the right. Right, but you can enjoy the journey on the way over. Just relax into it. You can get a lot out of this movement. And then slowly, and both legs out in front, and windshield wiper those knees side to side. Good. All right, two options today. You can stay on the bolster, or if you prefer to come off, right now would be the time. This is cobbler. We've done it before, but last week we did it in a different way. It's always good to take an old favorite and make it new by adding just one little thing. So what we're gonna do today is the hooks underneath the legs. So remember, when they're far out wide, you can actually kind of rest them so then the hips stop really opening up, and that gives a different experience to kind of balance where that is. And then as they start to come down and down and down, right? Or sorry, the other way, as you kind of go outward, right? It's less and less and less. And as you go inward, you can kind of get that feeling. But the key is not just that feeling, that's just one aspect. If you pull from that position from underneath, just slightly with the breathing, as you get a rhythm moving, you're drawing almost the feet towards your chest, towards your heart. So it becomes very much like a pulsating movement as we're breathing, relaxing the head. And then it can even feel like the crown of the head is going to the sort of top parts of the feet right here. So the crown of the head is diving down to the feet. And that's where you really get that oysteric experience, right? Where we're that shell, right? That like clam, right? That beautiful muscle, right? All these shelled beings, right? Just feel yourself. And in the more popular way with the kids, like the Ninja Turtles, right? That shelled turtle, right? That just feeling of power and energy that comes from that animal, that spirit that traces its back deep into all of our ancestry, for the turtle is everywhere. So feel it. As you bring the hands underneath, deep breath in, deeper breath out. Start to position in a good way. And whichever you take, start to do that gentle pull. Nice and easy. And as you do that, you'll really be releasing through the back of the spine, right? And it's a very gentle movement. As you breathe, right? For me, it's going this way, forward and back. And with each breath, right, you're guiding it through to the crown of the head. And again, like a water fountain, right? It's drawing its power from the base and it's coming up through the central channel. So as you inhale, it's almost as if it's filling and it's releasing. And as you exhale, right, you can feel that apana, that energy going down, down, down and within. Then inhaling again, drawing it in, expanding upward, outward. Then as we exhale, downward, inward. Each breath being guided by a micro movement, bringing those forearms just to the outside of those shins above the feet and just allowing it to move forward and forward and forward. Right? Feel that. Know that. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. And as you go deeper and deeper, spending some time to hold the breath for the next minute as you keep doing the posture. Just feel what it's like to hold an inhale. And then feel what it's like to hold an exhale. Not for long or for long, right? The permission is you. You're doing your yoga. So there's no harm because your body will tell you. You're not here to push anything. This is yin class. So if you are, it's the exact opposite. But to hold the breath is a very yin thing to do. Although holding can be, yang in nature, like you are holding something, something can be holding you. And that's a really beautiful feeling. I like to use the example of a hammock. A hammock is something that, holds on to us. So each breath in, each breath out, right, you become held. Right, and be held by the posture. Right? And the practice is the combination of all the accumulation. Good. Now, before we leave our cobbler pose, from this place, we're going to do one strong Brahmari. When we do the Brahmari, right, we become the vessel, right, of the mantra, the vibration. So letting it rip, letting it go, letting it flow, right? Just drawing it out as long as we can, as strong as we can, right? Nose to toes, crown of the head to the tailbone, pinky tips of your fingers to your shoulders, right? All the way through your whole self, right? Through the center and everything around you. Brahmari through it all. Deep breath in and gently pull yourself deeper through. Slowly, gently coming up. And start using your elbows, stay low, open up your hips left and right. Right, the journey to yoga is a lifetime, right? And the beauty is in the perfecting, right? Just like Japanese steel, right? Practice after practice, each one, binds the blade, slice or sliver by slice and sliver, right? Like rice paper finely packed. Like sticks, one can simply crack, but a bundle, very difficult. Right? And that's like ourselves. Each and every practice puts another layer, right, of protection. Right? Another day of beautiful life. Good, moving it around, letting it go, letting it flow. Fantastic. Now the reward. Bring the hands behind you, soles the feet come down. Again, knees move out to the side, and then to the other side. This is where this practice becomes really healing because we hold it for a really long time. And within that, we do a lot of things that give permission or sort of anti-yin. But to be anti-yin is just yang, right? And so we add the yang into the yin knowing that it's just the way it is, right? If it's not yin already, it's because it's yang. And so we have to get it out, right? We have to move it through. So I always see it like a bear hunt, the children's story. You can't go over it. You like can't go over the problem, can't go under the problem, can't go under the pain, right? You gotta go through it. It's the only way, right? To understand it, to know it, to do something about it, right? That's the important part, right? We might not be able to fully change it, but what we can change, we will. And that's the will the Gita speaks of in the yoga. So let's continue this journey of will. Opening up the legs now, dragonfly position. Start to crawl forward and reach left and right. So again, open it up now, nice and wide. Feel, feel, feel. And as we reach for one side, we move to the other side. Right, left and right. Right, so that's different for everyone. And again, you'll notice my bolster is not just behind me. You can keep it there. If you like to sit on it, feel free, or place it under your knees, right? Right, it's your body, right? The point is we want to get nice straight legs. Oh, that feels great. Right, and everything else is relaxing, right? As we go side to side, side to side. Good, as we go side to side, now we want to reach for one side. As we reach for one side, let the other leg stay on the knee, right? And just keep it there. I want you to feel the balance. I want you to feel almost as if you can grab your foot, right? Whatever you're grabbing, and then pull it towards you. Pull it towards you. Pull it towards you. So it's almost like you're trying to sit up, but you're preventing yourself. If you can do that from the inside, go ahead. Just try and move your body forward and back. And again, little tiny movements, nothing aggressive, right? Just feel the pull. I like to move around, so on my foot, try different. And then move over, move over. Good, move over, opening it up. Fantastic. Let's go to the other side now. Moving over to the other side. Again, reaching, right? Reaching, reaching. Right, and once we have it, just pulling back, right? Like almost as if you were gonna sit up, right? But you're holding on to something that prevents you from sitting up, and you just bounce. So you're almost creating that wobble cushion that we use in our core class, right? Inside, just moving within that momentum. As you go to sit up, it pulls you back down. Good. All right, fantastic. So now what I want us to do is take our hand, our right hand, and then reach for the opposite foot, and then left hand, and then right hand. So just as we were doing before with our side to side, now you want to stretch. Right? I'm not asking you to touch your foot. I just want you to reach in that direction. And if you can reach so much in that direction that you can drop down and touch it, you can feel free. But just reach for a stretch. Right? It doesn't have to be hard. Right? You don't have to do it from the inside. You can do it from the outside. Right? But eventually, trying to do it from the inside, that becomes even more challenging. Right? Moving it through. Ooh, hoping all this is going to help nicely. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Allow yourself to come up. Reach for the front. Reach for the front. Reach for the front. And as we reach out in front of us, dropping our heart centers down, dropping down, down, down towards the ground. Left and right, nice and easy. Starting to feel it in your lower back. Perfect. Once there, drop everything down. Drop that crown, right? You can kind of float on your elbows or open up your elbows, but wherever you are, ride the breath, right? The breath comes and goes, but never leaves, right? Right, inhaling, exhaling, feeling that life, feeling that love, feeling that energy, breath by breath, right? All moments in this moment, right? That's your practice. right? To liberate yourself and then to realize yourself, right? What the teacher is teaching, right? Because it's all about the teachings, never the teacher, right? It's all about the teachings, never the students, right? It's all about the teachings, right? The teachings are what is shared by all, known by all, right? It's the teachers and the students, right, that carry this forward. And we get to share it together tonight in a beautiful way, right? As real and as beautiful as it was 10,000 years ago, right? It's as real and beautiful as it is today. Amazing, at that moment the hourglass stopped. That was cool. Amazing. Slowly, slowly starting to come up nice and easy. Okay, but we got one more spot to go. Good, slowly coming up. Fantastic, bring the arms behind you, nice and easy. Opening it up. Okay, curl behind you, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Sit up on your bolster, right? Start to come forward, right? Take your time. We're going right into squat. Take your time, nice and easy, coming forward, 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 right? Eventually, you might want to just start going forward like this, sitting on your object, right? Or you'll already be forward and your hands are in front. And we're just getting ourselves into a good way, right? Into a comfortable way, side to side, side to side. Right, rolling over those heels, those toes. Good, fantastic. It's all part of the yin, right? First minute to get comfortable. Now let's put it to the test. Let's hold the squat, right? And second minute, let's see if we can find the comfortable edge. Right, what's the comfortable edge? Well, I'm comfortable. Now let's find the edge. Oh, there it is. Within myself, right? Right, within myself, and breathing through it. Right, the tension turns on and then the breath starts to cool it. Remember, as we discussed, the yin is the feminine, it's the lunar, right? It's this mysterious aspect of ourselves, right? Of course, there's mystery to all things, but yin in itself is that mystery, right? Because its opposite, its counterpart would be, what is not mystery, right? What is known, right? And so the two balance each other. This beautiful play, or lila as they call it, right? This play, this cosmic entanglement, with time and space. Right? Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Good, beautiful. Now that you're in squat, right? Staying where you are, just slowly, slowly start to bring your hands to the ground. As you bring your hands to the ground, relax your head down. Relax your shoulders. We're going to take it now a little bit deeper. Okay, relax your head down, relax your shoulders. Your elbows start to gently make their way down towards the floor. Right? You can't get them there. Maybe you can. Right? But you're just moving around now. And then try and get to a place where you can just stop and see, right, the floor as a wall, right, that you are on. It's like holding a pole, right? Holding something, the side of something, and that your feet are flat on it. So if you imagine, you're almost doing squat more like a happy baby right now. And that's the point, right? See if you can feel it, right? You know what happy baby feels like. How does this feel like? And the next time we do happy baby, right, compare it to what you feel now. Feel that gravity, feel that flow. All right, too much, start to back off. We got 10 more seconds. Beautiful. Lifting up the hips, relax the head. Walk out the legs nice and wide. We're gonna take wide-legged triangle. Again, doesn't have to be super wide, right? Just soles of the feet on the floor, and then bring the palms to the floor. Relax the head, right? Relax down. Right, let it go, let it flow. Move the left hip, move the right hip. Some people ask me how wide you need to take your stance. Again, too wide, no good. Not wide enough, not good enough, right? What's perfect? I don't know. It's over time. But you know what too much is when you know what too much is, and you know what not enough is when you know that. So you have to learn that. Once liberated from that, you realize that wherever you are is perfect, right? So when you get into this posture, it's perfect, right? You know what you need. The guru's inside. Good. As we hold this posture perfectly down, good, right? Starting to bend the knees a little bit, move from left to right, right? So you might need to change your stance a little bit and just move from left to right. Nice and easy, just bending through the knees. Arms stay in front. We're just moving left and right, relaxing the head. And imagine your hip is moving toward the heel. It doesn't have to go there, right? Just moving toward that heel. Good. Now, straighten the legs. Take the toes, bring them a little bit inwards. The heels come out, so it kind of frames you. So you get a little bit of a frame, an inward step. And imagine like you're pushing out with the blades of your feet. So the heel is really, it's like an A. And take your hands, relax them on your hips, or place your hands together. Just hold one hand, the other hand, or again, clasp the hands in any which way. And bring them up over your head. And stretch down. Full wide-legged dangle. Right? The arms can be out. You can grab hold of your elbows. Right? Just let it all go. Right? Everything relax. Come a little bit forward, come a little bit back. Right? Feel what's comfortable. And then find that comfortable edge with the breath. And then once there, become relaxed. As relaxed as the yin. Right? Each posture, flipping and flopping until the stillness arises. Comes through the heart, through the hips, through the head, through the heart, through the hips, through the head. Good, everyone, and slowly climbing forward. Bring the knees to the floor one at a time. And then uncurl those toes. Open up, arms straight out in front. Shift the weight left and right. Left and right, and then slowly, slowly come into your child's pose. Take a full minute here just to rest and digest that sequence of movement. Right, we went from squat. We moved into a wide-legged splits. We opened up, we relaxed. Right, we let go. And now we get to be in the child's pose. If the child's pose is uncomfortable, just come up and take, puppy dog. Right, this is nice and easy, right? You can still relax your head here and everything. If you don't want to be all the way on the ground, right? Just feel. Right, this is the stage where everything just starts to get integrated, starts to feel really good. Because we're making big movements. And that's the beauty of this practice, right? Making all these big movements, these big changes. And again, through all these little differences that we make each and every week, right? Those little aspects, changing it this way or going in at a different way, right? Trying a new class, right? A different teacher, right? A different teaching, trying something altogether different. And and knowing somehow they're all the same. Good, guys, beautiful. Sigh it out and then slowly join me, coming all the way up into a kneeling position. And as we get into that beautiful kneeling position, just start to walk up a little bit. Bring the hands behind you. I always like a bolster behind me for this one, because I like to frame at the beginning. So from the side, it looks like this. Okay, so I'm coming in at like this. And it's just nice and easy. And I've always wondered like what to do with the heels. There's two things, depends on how your hips like to be set, right? For those who like internal rotation, you'll prefer the hips to the heels to the outside. And if you're like me and kind of prefer internal rotation, you're kind of more putting the heels underneath or somewhere comfortable for you. Right, again, they can be in many places. For me, I used to think it had to be a certain way. And bolster's really nice to help guide you. Right, going down. Again, don't need the bolster, right? Keep going. And the beauty right now for the yin is it's really a forward fold, right? We're just forward folding till we don't. And when we don't, we just choose to kind of lie back. And you'll know this is a variation of two poses. This is saddle, right? Saddle, and it's also camel. Right, we're getting the nice stretch in the thigh like saddle, going back, but we're also kind of upright, pushing upward with our hearts, and then maybe dropping back down and trying to feel what comfort means in this posture, right? That's the important part, right? Does it mean to be comfortable, right? And every body is different. You know, men are different, women are different, but the feminine is the same when it comes to this one, right? That's the beauty of it. Right? It can be very fluid, very open, right? Right? Creation, right? Has no limit, right? And that's why love is something that is an unconditional, right? Because there's no limit. So many things within and around us that we've known, that's been passed down to us. You'll be amazed how powerful this position can be when you have the permission to do the back bend and hold that, right? And just keep breathing through that. And if that gets too much, to go into the forward fold. So we're going to hold a little longer today. Hopes that everyone's going to try both at some point. And if one just feels really good too, then just stay here. You know, this forward fold one's feeling really nice. Almost like I want to go lower, but I'm not going to let myself, right? I just want to breathe through this, because when I go into the back bend, there's really a nice experience there, right? There's a lot, I can work with, right? You start to get into the nitty gritty, right? From comfort, right, to relax, right? We have to find that edge and start working with it, because once it's there, then you don't even need the hands, right? It's just like, it feels great. But we yin our way to that point, right? And if it gets too much in the back bend, right, just allowing yourself unbroken just to drop down. Just breathe, because the two are really complementary. And what you're not seeing is that the legs are holding the whole time, where otherwise you might be screaming in excruciating pain. Now the distraction of the forward fold and the backward bend, which is optional, you can stay in one or the other, right, is just taking that little bit of edge off the legs. That's really important before we go all the way down, because it's the same thing. We got to give ourselves that permission. We don't want to hold on to a position that can break us, right? We want to break open, right? That's the beauty. Every position, as old as it is, can be modernized to today. That's the point, right? Because that's what we hold, and that's what will be modernized in the future. Not monitorized, right? Monitored, watched, witnessed, felt, right? Feel that experience, watching, witnessing. Monitorize, right? Feel. It's amazing what you can do for your system, for your body. Just doing something as gentle and simple as this combination of two asanas, saddle, camel. Just taking it in between and having a cat-cow as a way to chill it out in either direction at any point that feels right for us. And if you take it like this, you're going to feel the yin because that's not forcing your way into the posture. And if you practice this way, you're going to end up on the ground a lot quicker than any other way. Because in this way, it doesn't matter whether you get to the ground. The ground is just there to stop you from going all the way within yourself, right, where nothing is being held on to. 10, deep breath in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, guys. Slowly coming up. Nice and easy. It might be a little sore. Shift over to the left or right side. You can take that bolster, place it on your knees if you're like, or behind your head if you like, right? Lower yourself down to the ground. And all that energy just grounds nicely. Take a deep breath in and a deeper breath out. Right? Feel the spirit within yourself. Feel your strength. Feel your hearts, your hips, your head. Feel how it's all connected. Right? If there's any pain, discomfort, right? Move it around. Right? Bring the soles of the feet to the floor to relax the lower back. Bolster, as I suggested, for the knees. Right? Again, stillness can be anything but still, right? Moving around or a gentle rock in the body can be everything you need, like a lullaby, to bring you into that deeper place, that deeper space. Right? This is the yin time. Right? This is the time you integrate the practice. Right? It's the ultimate yin. That's what we talk about in core. It's the ultimate yang. Right? This is the headstand, the handstand, the flagpole. Right? This is the position in total core. But on the ground, it's the energy flowing through you in the most optimal, relaxed way. There's nothing better than this. Right? Sure, you can go to a fetal position. That's wonderful as well. But stretching out open is a freedom. And being able to breathe that freedom and hold that freedom and unite the inner world with the outer world. Right? Unite your home with your heart. Right? Just do that for the Shavasana. Whatever your intention is, unite your home with your heart. Notice I didn't say house because you can't unite a house, right? A home and heart are already united, right? For the home is the heart. A home and heart are already united, for the home is the heart. And that is why a house can never be a home, right? Unless the heart is already there. Or until it comes, right? It arrives, and then it's always there. And like a seed, it holds its center until the water comes to grow, right? And that's what our Shavasana should be, a constant, right, integration of each and every practice, each on their own, right? Where we don't think, we don't feel, we just know, we just understand because we're standing under ourselves, under our practice like a waterfall. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Well, let's do one strong Brahmari. Deep breath in all together. Be strong. Be yourself. And if you're not those things, then you don't know truly who you are. For those things all come from you. Without you, they would never exist. Reach outward. Oh, stretch in all directions. Awake from this. Awake from this awakening. Oh. Stretch it out. Soles of the feet to the floor. Start to curl the spine forward and back. Right, left and right. Yeah, and when you're ready, roll onto left or right side, slowly coming up. And find your way into a comfortable way. You can sit up on that bolster, or just sit on the floor if you're feeling nice and grounded. Left or right. I find myself in the situation where the left is coming forward. Right, as we learned earlier, that was my little less dominant, but now it has become the dominant. So the practice does things to us. It's awesome. And again, taking this position or taking this position, right? Remember, it's all happening on its own, right? It's just being held by the hands. And slowly coming up, taking a deep breath in, and a deeper breath out. Bring your hands together, keep breathing. A little faster, a little stronger. And when you're ready, just let it open up. And just feel. Feel what's within all around you. As we discussed earlier today, you know, space is not governed by place, right? You're at your place, I'm at my place. Your heart is your home, my heart is my home, right? The you, the me, the my, the we, the he, the she, right? All of these things that separate us in language also connect us. And so it's like feeling. Like right now, you may be feeling something very strong, and that's fantastic. But you may also be not feeling anything. And what you may not realize is that's also fantastic. Because for someone who's super sensitive, they cannot not feel. And for someone who's not sensitive, right, they can't feel, right? So the energy is both. Because the feeling of nothing is something. And the feeling of something could be nothing. Or something. But the feeling is the feeling. And hold that feeling. And with that feeling, think about your intention. Why did you practice today? Right? So important to remember what you must not forget. Right? What is that intention? See it within you. Because whatever's being within is around. Right? What you're holding in your hands, what you're holding in your mind's eye, be holding in your heart center. Right? That's beholding you. It's beheld. And we're going to connect it inner to outer, outer to inner with the mantra Om as we slowly close the practice, slowly close the palms. Deep breath in. Shanti, shanti, peace, peace, peace. In our hearts, in our lives, and everything that we see, are, and be. The divine in me sees and shares the divine in you, in love, with love, through love. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. Namaste. Yay!